Hello guys and welcome back to my videos on YouTube. This time I wanted to talk about, also think a little bit about guitar amp sims versus the real thing, as they say. And most of the times I'm finding out that I'm using more amp sims than ever because of the convenience thing. Because you have a lot of amp sims on the market, from Amplitude to Guitar Rig, Line 6, New Helix, and much more stuff. Scuffman amps, one of my favorites, S-Gear too. And there's always this debate about tone, and this video is about tone. I mean, of course you get great tones out of great amps like Mesa Boogies. I saw this test while of the Mesa Boogie and new amp from John Petrucci. It's really awesome and stuff like that. But in the studio, especially if you're on a home studio like I am, I think it's really not needed to have a real amp, let's say. I have my Boss Katana, I love it, but I use it outside the studio. I use it in my rehearsals and live gigs, and that makes a difference. I prefer to have a physical thing than to take my laptop, although I could do it, but it's more of a stable thing live. So and even at home, I usually also record my Boss Katana, very low volume, so I'm not really taking any advantage of the air produced by the speaker, but I get great results anyway. But most of the times, if I want to record guitar, I record them DI. I mean, directly into the interface, which is a Focusrite 2E2, 2i2, and sounds cool, sounds great. So in this video I'm going to show you a few simple signal chain I have here. It's all free, and if you have like Logic like this, all I'm using is free stuff. So I was writing this article on my Facebook page. I'll leave a link below. Not writing, leaving the link from Quasa amps about the versatility and why we choose and opt to use amp sims instead of real amps. And more I'm using amp sims. And I had a bunch of tube amps like Angle amps, I had Marshall amps, I had Vox amps, and I sold them all. Didn't need probably some of you guys really need it for live gigs or something like that, but I don't find them any useful anymore. So what I have here in my guitar signal chain is first, the amplifier is this one from Quasa. This is an amplification light. It has clean channel, rhythm channel lead. We'll see the sound in a few seconds. Then the usual knobs: gain, bass, middle, treble, presence, volume. Then you have here the cabinet part, which is when it's internal, it's the cap from their own. If it's off, you have to have impulse response loader that I have here, which is also free from Ignite amps. Okay, where you choose what kind of impulse you want, and there's a lot of free impulse responses too. This is a Marshall, and there's also external, which you can load here your own impulse responses, and don't have to use the Nadir Ignite amps. So you can load, but you can load just one at a time. So I'm sticking with the internal cabinet they have. I'm going to start with the clean channel. And tone is very subjective, of course, for many of you. And some people ask me, I've got the tone. Well, first of all, you have to have some sort of, how can I say this, sensibility playing with this kind of stuff, and your own playing, the sound. I think for me, 90% of the sound comes from your fingers. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with that. And I just watched the Glenn Flicker video from the Spectre Media Audio. It's a great channel. It's a great guy, great dude. And it was demoing this new cabinet from Rosen, something like that. And I was listening to the sound in the mix, and I thought to myself, well, we can get that sound easily without spending $3,000 or something like that. I don't know how much it costs. I'm just giving a number. I didn't see anything in that particular cab and the rev generator he uses most of the times that you can emulate in your own home studio and with free stuff. So let's see how it sounds on a clean channel. I'm using my Les Paul Traditional on the bridge pickup now. And bear in mind that I also had a little space reverb in the sense here, and I also had a stereo delay. Also, everything is stock from Logic, and I also have the EQ, high passing and low passing, just to cut up a little bit of a fizziness that may happen occasionally if you don't know what you're doing on digital amps. More of a harshness sound here compared to a tube amp or a real amp, that's true. But as technology evolves, there'll also be some kind of amp that will end that. And that's it. So on a clean channel and the bridge pickup, let's put this a little bit louder on the amp. Let me move the amp this side. I may need screen for something else. Let me increase the bass here. Okay, you want to hear it without effects? Sounds like this. To me, it sounds like a real amp. So, on the neck pickup, now both pickups, and let me have the effects again because I think they make the sound a little bit pleasant. Especially if you're using headphones, it has this stereo delay. I mean, who is going to notice once the album or the song you've released, who is going to notice that it's a real amp or a amp sim, and even a free one, not an expensive one, like if you buy Amplitude 4, the whole package is very expensive because you have a lot of amps and a lot of microphones, cabs, and stuff like that for all the brands. You know, Mesa Boogies, Marshalls, you name it, Fender, all the most known brands. And I guess the average listener will never know if it's a real amp or not. And even musicians thought, I know musicians who can distinguish very easily between a Telecaster or a Stratocaster. You know what you mean, those blind tests with a clean signal. But for the rest of us, and even for me as a guitar player and mixing engineer, it's really, really hard to distinguish if you're using whatever. Of course, there are some amp sims that are better than others. I use Joe Sturgis tones. I can't recall the name of the amp now. It's really cool for gent style. I use Amplitude 4 for more of a heavy metal sound. I use Kaufman amps because I really like dynamic of that amp. It's really, really close to the real thing. And so there's different proposals for different kind of amp simulators, I guess. But you can do it all. So if you want a rhythm channel here, I'm going to engage rhythm. Turn down the volume. There's also an input knob. If you increase the distortion, I don't want to increase it, just leave it here at 12 o'clock. There's a lot of distortion already. Let me disengage something here. That was engaged, I didn't know, I'm sorry. I'm just going to play again a little bit of the clean channel. Okay, I'm sorry, this is a clean channel. I didn't notice. There was this TSA, a two-screamer emulator from what? I can't recall the name now. It says here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That was giving this little distortion thing. That to me sounds even better, kind of a cleanish sound. But there you go. This is really the clean sound of the Quassa amp. Also take notice, nobody pays me to make these videos about the Quassa. I'm not telling anything, I'm not just talking about free plugins. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the rhythm channel now without the tube screamer. Volume down. All right, let's see. Bridge pickup. Neck pickup. And the knobs on the guitar react to the distortion. If I lower my volume here, even low, signal starts to clean up. So why use a real amp if you can do it with a amp sim? Okay, now let's go for the lead channel. It's the last one. And I'm going to engage the tube screamer on this channel. Sorry, on the rhythm channel. Okay, let's see what it sounds like on the bridge pickup. Tightens up the sound. That's what tube screamer does most of the times. Also increase a little bit of the boost. Okay, now let's go to the lead channel, finally, and use the bridge pickup. Decrease a little bit the bass, decrease a little bit the middles, and the rest as it is. Now just for rhythm sound, let me disengage the reverb and the delay if you want this kind of heavy metal sound. It's clipping here on the stereo output, so I'm going to put the volume down a little bit on the amp, and I'm going to engage now the tube screamer because it's going to give me a lot of tightness to the sound. Probably increase the volume and decrease the gain on the amp. A little bit more master volume, and that's it. Let's see how it sounds. Even if I drop tuning for D. I gotta tell you, it doesn't sound as good as my Amplitude 4 or Scuffman or Joe Sturgis tone, but it's free and it sounds really good. In the context of a mix and a little bit added EQ and compression, you won't never tell. It's impossible to tell that you're not using a real amp, let alone a free one, okay? Let me just tune. Now for a more of a solo, I'm going to leave it to the lead. I'm going to increase the mids, decrease the presence, the treble, and I'm going to engage the reverb and the delay. Let's see how it sounds on the bridge pickup. the neck pickup. And if you want that kind of cool solo sound like Joe Satriani, maybe in the rhythm channel, something like this. I'm improvising because I really don't know the song. But you get a similar sound to it in the context of a mix, you know? Something like this, you know? And this is just a guitar solo. There's no backing track underneath, because believe me, if there was a backing track, the sound would be much better. By the way, that's my baby on the background crying. She's 2 years old. So check out the tone. Most of the times when I'm picking this way, I'm picking with the pick and also a little bit of the nail from the first finger on the right hand. Like if I was picking without a pick. To give it a little more of attack. So I think it sounds great for the free stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a little longer than the regular videos I make. But I hope you guys enjoy. I can make anything about my kids screaming in the background because this microphone captures everything, the condenser mic. But anyway, check out my online guitar lessons via Skype. It's all in the description below in the video. You get to test drive one free lesson, and there's a lot of stuff I'm doing right now. Check out also my website. And once again, thank you for watching, and cheers.